Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Harriet Tubman. That truth resonates deeply when we examine the forces that shape our communities. In many lower to middle class communities, a pervasive mindset has taken root. This is the crab in a bucket mentality, a phenomenon where individuals, driven by ego and often mixed with ignorance, force others to remain trapped in a shared pit of pain and struggle. Although not everyone in these communities suffer from this phenomenon, a large majority do in today's world. In this system, success is not measured by genuine progress or fulfillment, but by the ability to endure the most hardship. The more pain you can absorb, and the more you survive despite that pain, the more you are celebrated. It isn't about rising above. It's about demonstrating that you can take on an unbearable load and still exist within the confines of the bucket. The standard becomes one of competitive suffering, a morbid contest where your worth is judged by how deeply you can endure life's bitterness. Those who manage to accumulate years of hardship while showing minimal signs of elevating their quality of life become the champions of this mindset. And once someone earns that dubious accolade, they are quick to impose their standards on everyone else. They demand that every individual in their territory should share in the same level of suffering. It is as if pain itself becomes a badge of honor, a marker of authenticity in an environment where mediocrity is lauded as the norm. If you find a way to lessen the pain for yourself and your family, you are branded a sellout. By refusing to engage in the game of constant struggle, you are accused of taking shortcuts, akin to scheduling an easy season in college football to ensure wins rather than testing yourself against tougher opponents. In this distorted measure of success, your achievements are deemed weak because you did not willingly shoulder the excessive burdens prescribed by the system. This mentality is not an organic truth of life. It is a programmed response. The system that many in these communities inhabit is engineered to keep individuals mired in misery. It is a matrix, a carefully constructed environment where hardship is not only expected, but is required for validation. In this matrix, life is reduced to a sport. Success is not about creating the life you desire, but about enduring a never-ending competition of pain tolerance. And in this twisted game, the rules are set by those who benefit from the very suffering they propagate. The same standards are then applied broadly, even toward those who succeed by rejecting these limitations. When someone breaks free and forges a path that defies the entrenched rules, when they pursue a life of genuine fulfillment rather than one dictated by constant suffering, they are met with derision. Comments like, "He doesn't know what it's like to be at the bottom," or "He wouldn't survive 30 seconds in this bucket," are hurled as if they were factual assessments rather than projections of collective insecurity. This dismissive attitude extends even to members of the community who, by any means, choose to elevate their lives. When success is measured solely by one's capacity to endure pain, then any deviation from that norm is seen as a betrayal, a rejection of the game that everyone has been forced to play. The unfortunate consequence is that individuals who strive for a different kind of success, one that values creativity, innovation, and a genuine pursuit of happiness, are left isolated. They become outsiders in their own community, criticized for not keeping it real by the very standards that have been ingrained over generations. Yet, what is lost in this competition of suffering is the true essence of life and of spirituality. By fixating on how much pain one can endure, the community misses the deeper ideals that could actually elevate life. Instead of celebrating resilience and growth, the focus is misdirected to a destructive valorization of misery. In this environment, even the concept of accountability is distorted. The system absolves itself of responsibility, creating a perpetual state of depression, where the only acceptable measure of success is the ability to suffer. This mindset is a psychological operation, a psyop, designed to keep individuals from questioning the status quo. It disconnects people from the truth and from the possibility of a different reality, one where success is redefined in positive terms rather than in terms of sacrifice. It's a cycle that perpetuates itself, reinforcing the idea that the only path to authenticity is through enduring hardship. Yet by doing so, it robs people of the chance to truly live, to innovate, and to dream beyond the limitations imposed by a system that thrives on mediocrity. At its core, the crab-in-a-bucket mentality is not about strength, but about conformity to a system that has no interest in genuine liberation. It is a narrow framework that evaluates success by how well one can conform to suffering, rather than by one's ability to pursue what they truly desire. In rejecting this paradigm, the truly successful person is not trying to compete within that system at all. Instead, they have chosen to create and live a life that transcends the established rules, a life that is defined by individual aspiration rather than collective resignation. This is the fundamental lesson. While the system may praise those who endure the most pain, it is ultimately a measure of weakness, a measure that decays and degenerates life rather than lifts it. Life is not a sport dictated by arbitrary rules designed to keep people subjugated. It is an open field where true success is found in the courage to dream differently and to act on those dreams without the constant burden of imposed suffering. By breaking free from this parasitic competition, individuals can rediscover what life is truly about. They can learn that success is not about showing how much hardship one can absorb, but about creating a path that aligns with one's authentic desires. The challenge is to reject the enforced limitations of the bucket and to embrace a new paradigm, one where pain is not the currency of success, but where the real measure of achievement is the ability to pursue one's dreams with clarity and conviction. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. These words by Harriet Tubman remind us that the spark of change lies in the courage to envision a life beyond the confines of inherited pain. It is an invitation to break free from the cycle of enforced suffering and to redefine what it means to be truly successful. Instead of competing in a contest of misery, imagine a life where every individual has the freedom to choose a path that enriches their existence, where the measure of success is not how much pain one endures, but how much life one creates. By embracing this vision, we can begin to dismantle the matrix that has dictated our collective narrative. We can start to hold ourselves accountable not for how much we suffer, but for how much we thrive. The true revolution lies in rejecting the notion that success is synonymous with enduring pain, and instead, forging a new standard where dreams are the currency and every dreamer is celebrated.